Welcome back to the China Insight podcast. So glad to have you all tuning in with us again today.
Yeah, it's great to be here, Opera. And, we have a really, really thought-provoking topic for everyone today. Something I think we all kind of feel, but maybe don't articulate often enough.
Absolutely, Jeddy. Today, we're diving into something that, it kind of hits you in a flash of insight, right? We're talking about clothing as inevitable consumables.
Right. It's not just about, a button falling off or a tear in the fabric. We're really going to explore our entire relationship with our clothes, way beyond just the physical wear and tear. It's about how we interact with them, how they fit into our lives.
Exactly. It's about rethinking what clothes really are to us. It's going to be a deep dive for sure.
So, Opera, to really kick this off, the core idea here is that clothes are essentially a consumable. And, when you first hear that, it's like, wait, what? But it makes so much sense.
It totally does. We've always thought of clothes as something you buy, you own, maybe you pass down. But this concept, this revelation, as the document puts it, it's really about seeing them as something that they're meant to be used up. They have a lifespan, and it's not just about them physically falling apart.
Yeah, it's so interesting because it's not just about the material wearing out, right? Like a t-shirt getting holes. It really challenges our perception of objects in general. You buy a shirt and you think, okay, this is mine now forever. But no, it's like a meal. You consume it.
Precisely. And it redefines our relationship with time and even our own selves, doesn't it? Because if clothing is consumable, then our investment in it, our emotional attachment, it kind of has to shift. We're constantly evolving, and so too are our clothes in their utility to us.
Yeah, it really makes you rethink your entire wardrobe philosophy. Like, do I need to hold on to this thing that I bought 5 years ago that doesn't fit my current lifestyle or even my current self, really? It pushes us to reevaluate what we keep, what we buy, and why.
So picking up from that, Jeddy, the document then goes into how clothes actually die, right? It's not just like physical wear and tear. It calls it four-dimensional disintegration, which sounds super dramatic, but it's really accurate.
It is, and the first dimension is, of course, the physical decay. Like, we all know clothes wear out, but the specifics are kind of wild. Did you see that statistic about cotton t-shirts?
Oh, absolutely. Fiber strength drops 40% after 30 washes. 30 washes! That's not a lot of washes if you think about it. And a wool coat losing over half its warmth in 5 years. You buy a wool coat, you think it's an investment for decades, don't you?
Exactly. And then they bring up fast fashion using recycled polyester to cut costs, which ironically makes it pill and deform even faster. It's almost built to disintegrate.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. But then it moves beyond the physical, which I find really fascinating. It talks about emotional wear out, the parabolic decay of emotional value.
This part blew my mind. The peak joy of a new outfit only lasts for 3 wears. Like the first wear, you get all that social attention. By the third wear, it's just background noise. And they even mention neuroscience about the brain's response to repeated stimuli decreasing. It's not just us, it's our brains getting bored.
Right? It's like, oh, I remember the excitement of buying that new dress, and then it's just another dress in the closet. It really puts a number on how quickly that new car smell of clothes fades.
And then there's functional obsolescence, which is something I definitely experience. Like your clothes no longer fit your lifestyle or even your body.
Oh, totally. The example of the mink coat from the north ending up as a moth-eaten specimen in Shenzhen because it's just completely unsuitable for the climate there. Or, high-end professional suits gathering dust after you've left a job. I've definitely got some of those.
Me too. And the body shape change one, that really hit home. The XS size skirt after childbirth becoming a body monument of self-deception. Oof. That's a powerful image, It's not just that it doesn't fit, it's a reminder of something that's no longer current.
Yeah, that one's rough. And then the last one, which is something we all grapple with, is aesthetic obsolescence. Basically, fast fashion making everything outdated.
It's incredible, isn't it? 150 new items launched by fast fashion every single week. That just creates this pre-season outdated anxiety. You buy something, and before you even wear it much, it feels old.
And they say classic styles only last 2.3 years. That's just a fraction of the actual fabric lifespan. So your clothes are designed to last physically much longer than they're considered, fashionable. It's like the system is forcing us to discard things that are still perfectly good.
All of this really leads into the next point so perfectly, which is about our cognitive paradoxes with clothes, like the hoarding era and the mental dilemmas we face.
Yeah, this section is all about why we do what we do, even when it doesn't really make sense. It starts with the illusion of possession. 80% of clothes just sitting there, unworn, yet we still feel like we have nothing to wear.
It's so true. My closet is like bursting at the seams, and I stand there every morning thinking, I have nothing. And the document actually quantifies the hidden cost. Over 14,600 minutes a year spent on decision fatigue, just trying to figure out what to wear. That's a lot of minutes.
That's insane. That's like what days of my life just staring at clothes I don't wear. It's kind of sobering, actually.
It really is. And then it goes into emotional redemption syndrome, which I think we're all guilty of sometimes. Buying 5 express deliveries a day just to alleviate stress.
Oh, absolutely. That instant gratification, right? And then it says you only get 72 minutes of joy from each purchase. So you spend all this money and the happiness lasts for just over an hour. That's a terrible return on investment for your emotional well-being.
Right? And it's so fleeting. Then there's eternal obsession, clinging to unused items for sentimental reasons. Like it mentions a silk dress treasured for 10 years, only to yellow and be unusable.
I have some of those, things I bought for a specific event or, things that have memories attached. And they just sit there, taking up space. And the hidden cost here is fascinating. The storage loss rate is 3 times higher than the wearing loss rate. So keeping something you don't wear costs you more than actually wearing it out.
Wow, that's a perspective shift. And it really brings us to the core of this section, doesn't it? The true cost of unworn expensive garments.
Yeah, the behavior economics insight is really eye-opening. The more expensive an item is that you can't bear to wear, the higher its cost per wear. Like a 2,000 RMB coat worn only twice. That's 1,000 RMB per wear. But a 100 RMB sweatshirt worn 50 times, that's only 2 RMB per wear.
That's such a good point. It's like we think we're being responsible by preserving our expensive items, but actually they're becoming incredibly costly per use if we're not wearing them. It almost makes you want to just wear everything you own until it falls apart, right? Just to get that value out of it.
Exactly. It flips your whole perspective on value. It's not about the initial price tag. It's about how much joy and utility you actually extract from the item. This really makes me think about, everything in my closet right now.
That point about true cost, it really shifts how we think about our wardrobes, doesn't it? And actually, the document gives us some practical solutions for this, like a rational reconstruction for building a more sustainable wardrobe.
Yeah, this is where it gets really actionable. It starts with a cost reset formula, which is so smart. It says your true cost is your purchase price plus maintenance fees plus storage fees, all divided by the number of times you wear something.
Right, so it's not just about what you pay for it up front, but what it costs you to keep it. And I found this storage cost calculation really interesting. Like in first-tier cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, 1 square meter of wardrobe space is about 300 RMB in monthly rent.
Whoa. Wait, so if my wardrobe takes up a square meter, I'm effectively paying 300 RMB a month just to store my clothes? That's a lot when you think about it like that. Suddenly, those unworn items become even more expensive.
Exactly. It really puts it into perspective. And then it gives these action guidelines before you buy something new. It's like ask yourself 3 soul-searching questions. Can I wear this 10 times? Does it fit 3 different occasions? Am I willing to hand wash it?
Ugh, I love those, especially the hand wash one. That's a real commitment, right? If you're willing to put in that effort, it probably means you really love the item and will wear it a lot.
Totally. It's like a built-in filter. And then it talks about emotional tiered management for clothes, which I think is fascinating because we often buy for emotional reasons.
Yeah, it categorizes them. There's instant happiness type clothes, like that trendy bohemian skirt for a trip. The suggestion for those is, maybe rent them through a clothing rental platform. Get that burst of joy without the long-term commitment.
That makes so much sense. Don't buy something you'll wear once and then feel guilty about it. Then there are long-term nourishment items, like investing in cashmere or fine merino wool for timeless basics that last 10 years.
Yeah, those are your workhorses, your investment pieces. And then what did they call the last one? Emotional carrier items, like having your wedding ring embroidered into a denim jacket. These are things with deep sentimental value.
Right, and the suggestion for those is repurpose and regenerate. So don't just throw them away when they're worn out. Find a new life for them. It's like a very thoughtful approach to sentimental items.
I like that. It's not about getting rid of everything, but understanding its role. And then the last part here is the dynamic circulation system. This is a big one. It's about establishing a one-in, one-out flow. Every time you buy a new piece of clothing, you get rid of an old one, ideally through a secondhand platform.
Oh, that's such a good rule to live by. It keeps the closet from overflowing, and you're constantly refreshing. And it mentions the 3-3-3 wardrobe method from Japanese housewives, which is so practical. 3 outerwear pieces, 3 tops, and 3 bottoms. It boosts outfit efficiency by 70%.
That's amazing. Imagine how much time you'd save every morning. 3 coats, 3 shirts, 3 pants. You can mix and match so many outfits with just 9 core pieces. It really simplifies things.
That 3-3-3 method, it's genius. It just makes you think so much more intentionally about what you actually need. And that brings us actually to our last big point for today, which is about the art of consumption balance, embracing thoughtful consumption.
Yeah, this is where we tie it all together. It's not about strict minimalism, right? Because the document points out that completely denying yourself the pleasure of consumption can actually lead to retaliatory shopping. It's almost like a boomerang effect.
Absolutely. It says that buying certain design pieces can be like spiritual vitamins. I love that analogy. It's like it nourishes you. The key is just setting that budget baseline, like keeping your clothing expenditure to less than 5% of your monthly income.
Which for some people might sound low, but when you consider the true cost and the intention behind purchases, it actually makes a lot of sense. And then it gets into this really smart idea of a fast versus slow consumption strategy.
Oh yes, this is good. So for fast fashion items, like those trendy prints or special designs, the advice is to keep the unit price really low, like less than your daily wage. It's for that quick, in-the-moment trend.
Right, so you enjoy the trend, but you don't over-invest in something that, let's be honest, might not be stylish next season. But then for slow fashion items like your classic coats, suits, or shoes, the advice is to choose brands that offer a lifetime warranty.
Wow, a lifetime warranty on clothes? That's truly investing for the long haul. It makes you think about quality over quantity, really. And this also ties into environmental responsibility, which is huge.
So huge. The data point here is really eye-opening. Wearing an item 50 times instead of just 3 times reduces its carbon footprint by 70%. Think about that impact.
70%? That's a massive difference. And it suggests learning invisible mending techniques to extend the life of your clothes and supporting fiber recycling programs. It's about, keeping things in circulation for as long as possible.
Yeah, like repairing a sweater instead of tossing it. It's a very humble, almost comforting skill, isn't it? And ultimately, the document wraps up with this really beautiful, almost poetic thought about clothes.
It does. It says, the most poetic destination for clothes is not to remain pristine, but to gracefully exit after full utilization. I really love that.
Me too. It goes on to say, when cashmere sweaters get fuzzy edges, denim jeans fade, canvas bags get coffee stains, these consumption processes carrying traces of life are the most gentle declaration against the era of obsolescence. It's like appreciating the story of our clothes.
Exactly. It's not about them being perfect, but about them being lived in. And then it quotes Thoreau from Walden saying, subtracting from material possessions is to free up space for the soul to breathe.
Which perfectly encapsulates everything we've talked about today, doesn't it? It's not about deprivation, but about intentionality and making space for what truly matters, both in our closets and in our lives.
You know, that quote from Thoreau really resonates, doesn't it? It just kind of brings everything together so beautifully.
It absolutely does. I think what we've really been talking about today, Jeddy, is just shifting our entire perspective on something we use every single day, from seeing clothes as these static possessions to understanding them as active consumables.
Yeah, it's about rethinking our closets, right? Like moving away from that whole hoarding illusion and towards a more, well, sustainable and, dare I say, peaceful relationship with our wardrobe. It's not just about fashion, it's about like our whole life.
Totally. And I hope our listeners take away that it's not about being perfect, but about being mindful. Asking those 3 questions before you buy something new, understanding the true cost, and appreciating the stories that our clothes tell as they age gracefully.
Absolutely. It's really about empowering people to make more intentional choices. And I think this conversation has given us all so much to think about.
It really has. Thank you so much for tuning in to the China Insight podcast today. We really hope this discussion sparks some new thoughts for you.
And we look forward to having you join us again next time for more insights into, well, everything China. Until then, take care.